All right, so I am back here with another. I still haven't figured out, Hanzo, what I'm calling it. Firefly Fan Channel, Firefly Fan Interviews. Basically, interviews with dedicated Bray Wyatt fans. But not only that, we're trying to find out a little bit more about you. Hanzo, you have a dedicated social media following. A lot of people love you, man. You're beloved in the Bray Wyatt community. You're a streamer. You know, I love getting tweets from you. You're so supportive of people. But you know, for those people that haven't seen you yet, haven't met you, who are you and what is it that you do?
Oh, that is the $1 million question, ain't it? I'm a lot like Bray, many different personalities, many different faces. It all depends on what one you get.
Cool.
Um, so basically, Gary or Hanzo, I work in retail video games. That's my pride and passion. Um, I love, yeah, I've been doing that for about 5, 6 years now in the business, collectively, different jobs.
Mhm.
Um, Football fan, usual. Sport United, Millwall. People are like, oh, you support two teams. Like, well, yeah, I have to. I'm raised two different sets of families. So, yeah, but other than that, really, man, yeah, I stream the Hals 182 on Twitch, and I play from FIFAs to CODs to 2K. Love my comics, all that sort of stuff.
Nice, man.
Big
Nice.
fan of Venom. Venom's one of my favorite all time.
Yeah, Venom's great.
So yeah, and yeah, that's generally that, man. To be fair.
Nice one, man. Nice one. All right, man. Top 5 comic. Well, let's do top 3 comic books. So I feel like it's a sacrilegious question, me asking you to pick your favorite. But if you give me your top 3 to 5 comics.
Oh, I'd say probably 5 would be my Morphin issue 25. It was the Shattered Grid big Power Rangers issue where an alternative version of Tommy Oliver called Lord Draken set out to conquer the Morphin Grid, and he got every single Ranger, even my childhood favourite, which I'm damn still annoyed about that, killed himself. Great issue. Number 4, I'd say would probably be the first appearance of Batman Beyond. Love
Yeah.
Batman. Batman Beyond, one of my great favourite series of all times. Number 3, I have this upstairs. It's Amazing Spider-Man 300, the first appearance of Venom. So I'm very like, one day I will get some by Tom Hardy. That would do me enough.
That's cool, man.
And then I've got a spare copy to read because that one's stabbed in the case. And then issue 2 would be maybe first Carnage, Amazing Spider-Man 361, which I've got upstairs. But then the pinnacle of all pinnacles, which one day I want to get with my own hard-earned money, will be Amazing Fantasy 15, first appearance of Spider-Man, which I have in a reprint version, and it's pretty nice, but I want the actual thing on my wall. Like I've earned that and I want it, and I will get it someday. But as of right now, I'm quite happy with the reprint, and that's good enough for me. That's good enough.
Nice. I appreciate you talking me through your collection there, Hanzo. And the passion comes through for comic books. And I want to ask, you know, you talked about you working in gaming, and I've got to ask, as a streamer and someone that works, you know, in the games industry, you know, in retail, do you lose the passion for it if you're working on it day in, day out, and then coming home and playing games? Or does it increase your passion? Does it make you more passionate about games?
To be honest, Dom, that's a good question. I often have those moments where I do from time to time, not all the time, but like over the course of the last few months, I think it's just spiked up in terms of my interest again, because we've had The Last of Us come out on PS5, we've had God of War, which is just insane. So if anything, all my hype for it has come up again. Like the new games that are coming out, I love them to pieces. But like at times, like you'll get like an indie game, like an underrated game that comes out that will refuel me. Like the other day, there's a new game out called the Callisto Protocol, made by Dead Space. And I was a bit like, oh, okay, like it looks all right, standard. And I watched 2 or 3 trailers. I was like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I'm buying this. But on there Fridays, like, you can take my money. Yeah, it's one of the games. To be fair, I feel like doing the Twitch thing, which is like, I wouldn't say a job, but like it's more of a passion and a bit of a hobby. I like streaming to people. I can stream to 1 person or 1,000 people. Doesn't matter. As long as I'm producing good content and making people laugh, that's all I care about. I don't care about the money and the oh, you've earned 65 followers, here's 2 grand. Yeah, great, but that doesn't bother me. Like, I would stream for 2 people and earn 2 pence. But I feel like he has amplified it, and I'm quite happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good, man. We'll make sure we post links to your Twitch and
Yeah.
stuff in for you at the end of this. But I mean, that's in terms of your passion, I think that's what comes through nicely. I've used it a couple of times now. Your passion for multiple things, your passion for wrestling, your passion for gaming is what's come through to me. Either kind of listening to you talk about stuff, and obviously we met talking about Bray Wyatt and in the Insiders community, and I love those guys. But where did your love of wrestling first come from? Before we talk about Bray Wyatt, take me back? Take me back to the very first time you discovered wrestling, and what was that like for you? And what were you watching?
So I think I was about maybe 8 or 9, maybe 7. And it was my 2 cousins, Tommy and Danny. Shout out to them both because they're my older brothers, and like I absolutely adore the ground they walk on. One lives in California, one lives near me, so they're literally my older brothers I look up to. But the wrestling come from them. We would spend Monday nights when we was off Easter, and you had the likes of Stone Cold. I mean, to this day, he's still one of the greatest of all times. Taker, and like The Rock. But there was obviously Triple H. But there was one particular. Well, there was a tag team, not so much the other one, but there was one in particular, and I could do the symbol straight away. And people were like, "Oh yeah, it's the Jeff Hardy." Like for me, Jeff will always be. It's on my list to meet on my bucket list because he was originally going to For the Love of Wrestling this April, and he couldn't go, so I was gutted. Then they go, "We've got a bigger surprise," and it was Bray Wyatt. I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Yeah, I'll still go," but wrestling. It started off because of Jeff. Like I remember the matches against Edge and Christian and the Hardy, the Dudleys, the TLC matches. Like when he was hanging by the belt and Edge spit him out, and I was losing my mind. Like
Incredible.
and then like from there to his single runs, and like when he first won the WWE Championship against at Armageddon against Edge and Triple H, when you have JR commentary and his pedigree to Edge, and you just see Hardy flip off the turnbuckle. I was crying. Like just December like 2008 or 9. It's like time has come and gone forward.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I was sobbing. Yeah,
Beautiful, man.
Mm.
I love that. I love that for you, man. And obviously, it's great to hear about your love of Jeff Hardy and where wrestling first got you. I'm going to put you on the spot with a couple of quick fire questions, Hanzo. So get ready for these. Your favorite wrestling match of all time and why?
The Undertaker versus HBK WrestleMania 25, when Shawn Michaels kicked out of a last ride, a tombstone, a chokeslam, when Taker jumped over the ropes and he pushed the cameraman towards him, and I was like, oh Jesus Christ! But JR on commentary, like when he kicked out the tombstone, and his look on Taker's face when he was like, he's still in this, and then caught him tombstone. For me, top match of all time.
Yeah, beautiful match. And I should have had this one when we were talking about gaming, but I've just thought again to put you under pressure in the interview setting. Your favorite video game of all time and why?
My favorite video game is what my cousins got me into, and I hope they announced a reboot tonight for the PS5. Is Metal Gear Solid. Literally, I've met David Hayter that voiced Snake. I've met Hideo Kojima that's created the game. For me, just honestly, my life was there. Them games will shape my destiny forever. Like I can play them when I'm upset, when I'm happy, when I'm down. Like I'll play them at Christmas, and I'll be probably a bit, because of the Christmas rush. I'll put it on. It's like Snake, it's Otacon. I'll be like,
yes, man.
Yeah,
I love that.
Just games like that.
I love that, man. Yeah. Again, I love that games can do that for you, and the power of wrestling and performance, and that moves me on to the crux and the center point of this interview, which is your passion for Bray Wyatt. Now, particularly, the reason I'm really excited to have you on this is because I've watched you engage with the community and how supportive you are of the community and how supportive the community is of you. But how did you find that? How did you find that love of Bray Wyatt? What brought you to the Bray Wyatt community? And when was where did that love of Bray come from for you?
I mean, personally, I'll be honest, when he first debuted as Husky Harris in the Nexus, I was like, okay, it's pretty cool. But like I feel like that sort of held him back with his potential. Like he was like the one person in like a 7-man band. Like he was good, but you can tell there was more to him. So I thought, okay, he's not bad. But when he come back, when it kicked off, when he come back as cult leader, game changer. It was a wrap for everyone else. Like he was still to this day criminally underrated when he sits in a rocking chair like that. And then he lost weight, he looked different. I was like, oh, who's that? He's no, that's Husky. No, that's Bray. And then from there to his current stuff, what he's doing with Uncle Howdy, to all the other stuff. But for me, what really transcended my love for him was Pandemic, and obviously with a certain mask man, and yeah, like the Fiend and Funhouse. Like I told him this in person in April. I was like, thank you for the pandemic. Wasn't going to say thank you for the pandemic, but but thank you for that period of time where you made me happy to watch wrestling when all the crap's in the world. Your stories and your characters and a certain abomination kept me happy, and just like that.
Yeah,
Um,
beautiful, a beautiful
yeah.
moment. Absolutely. What is it then, do you think? I mean, you mentioned there that connection that you have with the character. What is it you think that, why there's hundreds of people, well, thousands of people, people that show up in the insiders community and beyond that. Why do you think the character speaks to so many people, who are, I guess it's a bit like Jeff Hardy, maybe speaks to the alternative. I don't, that's me. I mean, that's my thought on it. I think he
Yeah.
speaks to the alternative community. But what about your thoughts? Why is it that you think Bray communicates so readily to such a wide audience?
Because I just feel like he's not a celebrity, even though he's deemed as one. You can relate to him, like the struggles he's gone through, like the conflict, like the inner demons that he's had to face. And like he's been pushed back and tripped over and knocked over, and he's come back, always come back with something new. Like he continuously changes his output and style of look and how he creates things. And the people that appeal to him, like you can tell that one of his promos when he first came back, it's like I thanked everyone that said when you've come back, said when you're coming home, like people care for him because he cares for people. Now, no disrespect, you'll get the likes of Randy Orton, Riddle, Seth, Roman, and I'm sure off screen they're fantastic and I respect them, but I don't feel like they go all the way like Wyndham does. I feel like Wyndham knows that he's got fans that will give towards him, they'll give back, and that he will happily spend his time meeting them. Like I don't feel like, granted, the others will probably do that, but I don't feel like people are drawn to him because they see him, they see themselves in some aspects inside of him, like the vulnerability, the the outcast, the loner, the rebel. Maybe not so much the Fiend because he's a abomination and a mask on. Yeah, still. But we've all got our demons. But I feel like he appeals to people because he's like Funhouse, fun, adventurous, like silly, wacky, but spirit like that. Like he completely changes. I think that's why he appeals to people because he's constantly on the ball. But people love him and he loves us. So that's good enough for me, man.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and it's been wonderful to meet you through the community, Hanzo. Again, your enthusiasm is infectious. A couple more questions, then. Again, I know I've alluded to this during the course of this a couple of times, but that support that you give on Twitter and online, and that you also get for your community, the work you do, the Twitch, all that stuff. What will be your message to those people that have supported you, whether you've been streaming, whether it's someone that supported you in your day job and your work, basically the people, family, friends, people that have supported you and will continue to do so as you continue on your journey as a streamer, as a Bray fan, and beyond?
Um, I'll try and mimic my idol. Thank you. The best is yet to come. I promise you, we've had some rocky times up and down, but I promise you, times will get better. New stuff will come. I thank you for your loyal support. For even if I'm not the top streamer in the world, or not the top Brave fan in the world, just to be friends with me, someone who's from South London who has friends but doesn't have also certain connections with people. Like, there are certain people online, yourself, when I first spoke to you, I was like, this dude's really cool. And then, like, from Jodie, lovely, like, she's one of Wyndham's big fans, and I think she's super cool. Jeff, a guy that I would love to hang out with and just pick his brain and just talk, because he seems like the most genuine dude. Like, you can tell, I watched the interview, you can tell that he's had problems, but I love to connect with him because he seems like just an awesome dude. And people like C Wrestling, who I've met in April, love the dude. The guy is just on the ball all the time. But we bonded in Liverpool. We walked over about an hour, and he's not a celebrity. He's just like me, but he's someone that I can relate to because he's a nerd. He's a Bray fan. We spoke for an hour walking around Liverpool, and we connected. I thought, like, oh, if I'm going to meet him, what would he be like? He was just the nicest dude. He still is. And I love him, but most importantly, well, all my friends are important, my family, friends, but there's one person in particular that she will always get me, and it's Brittany Kay. I love Brittany. Brittany to me is my shining light. Like, we talk all the time, and she will always make me laugh. She'll always cheer me up. She'll make me, like, she'll tell me about stuff that's going on in her life, and like, she just give me the best Christmas present ever. Like, we was chatting last night. She was like, I've just got your best Christmas present. You're gonna love it. And I don't know what it is yet, but I feel like it might be something to do with Bray, but you never quite know. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But she's someone that I can connect to because people go, oh, you should. I look at people like Brittany and people like Jodie, yeah, like, people go, oh, the typical man goes for beauty before personality. I hate that. I prefer personality all day long. I don't care if you're Michelle Keegan or if you're someone else. If you've got a good personality, I will vibe with you all day long. If your looks to me are good, yeah, but if you've got a good personality, I guarantee you, I'll be with you because of that, rather than your looks. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
I'm not a shallow person at all. No, I'm not like that.
You certainly don't strike me as such. And it's lovely again to hear that you've kind of connected in that way with people. I mean, Hanzo, just again, because this is about me getting to know you as well. For anybody that is anxious or anybody that is struggling, and maybe is a Brave fan, maybe he's watching the Insider streams or watches this interview and goes, Hanzo seems pretty cool, or the Insiders seem pretty cool, but I'm kind of anxious about, maybe nerves, maybe anxiety, maybe neurodivergence, anything can play into it. But for anybody that is maybe feeling a little bit anxious about joining the Insiders community, joining your Twitch streams, dropping you a message, what would be your message to those people who want to be involved in these communities, but maybe you're a little bit anxious to do so?
We've all been there, and it's totally acceptable to be nervous, to be anxious. We're not bad people. No one's perfect, but come along, chat to us. Like, we're a very nice bunch of kind people. We're gonna chat with you. We're gonna nerd out. We're gonna talk with you all the latest stuff. Doesn't matter if it's Bray, video games, TV shows. If you've messaged me and like, oh yeah, dude, you're really cool, but like, I'm kind of nervous to talk to you, I'm not gonna bite. Like, I'm a very polite and, like, I'm a gentle person. Like, I love to chat to people. Like, if you come say to me, oh, like, people might tag me in their tweet. Oh, I've seen you've met Wyndham. So yeah, like, met him in April. Lovely dude. Great. And I would happily divulge that conversation with him, chat to you about what he's like what was it like meeting him. Did you get nervous? Yeah, I got nervous meeting him. When I was queuing up and he's standing there, the guy is like that. I'm like, whoa. And then he's come up. He's like, yo, what's happening, dude? And he's gone like that. And I'm just like, yo, all the nerves just like that. Like, same with me. If you ever see me in public, not that I'm famous, but if you want to come talk to me, just come talk to me. I'm not going to be some sort of, dick or idiot, be like, oh, go away. Like, no, dude, come over. I'll give you a hug. If you're not coming with a hug, fist bump. No problem. Just come talk to me. I'm not going to push you away because I'm bigger than you. No, everyone's all equal. Like, I'm a very equal person. The minute someone goes, oh, I feel quite anxious, I'm going to break that and go, no, you're coming for a hug. I don't get it. You're coming for a hug. Like, But
Nice,
yeah,
man. I love that. I love that, man. And I'm going to squeeze this one in before we do the plugging bit at the end. You've met a lot of cool people, whether that's been people online through the community, and obviously you mentioned Wyndham there. What's a pearl of advice, a bit of advice that you've carried with you and that you carry with you that either helps you in your life or you think might help other people? A pearl of wisdom, bit of advice that you can perhaps share with me today.
it's advice my granddad gave me, and I still use to this day. It says, the minute you stop smiling in life, life is not enjoyable anymore.
I like
And
that.
it's always stuck to me. Like, he's always said to me, H, the minute you stop smiling in life, life is not enjoyable no more. Always smile. Even if you don't feel like smiling, put that smile on, because you know things will get better. But the minute you stop smiling, life's not enjoyable. And so, but I always smile, even if I don't feel great or I feel like rubbish. I always smile. Like my granddad my granddad goes, "Oh, you're always so positive." I was like, "Yeah, because yeah, I've had moments where I do feel a bit crummy, but I always want to smile because there are things that I look forward to that I can't wait for." So sure, I have moments where I feel a bit crummy, but it doesn't last forever. You just got to push on.
I like that, man. I
Yeah.
like that. And thank you again. I'll say it one more time. Your enthusiasm, mate, for multiple things is infectious. I appreciate you sharing a part of yourself with me tonight. Before we finish up, then, is there anything that you feel like I've missed? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to say to anybody in the community or beyond before we finish up?
To be honest, Don, I'm live on Twitch most days of the week when I'm not working. Twitch.tv/Hals182. Other than that, come join. We stream games, we chat. Some days where we just stream and chat nonsense and rubbish, like when I'm playing FIFA, chill streams. I'll stick the chat on and we just chat about rubbish. Other days, catch me on Twitter, Hanzo Hals. I feel like I'm still under that, I think. And just come tweet me about Bray, wrestling, anything you want. The Game Awards tonight, like if you're excited about a new game, like a new Star Wars game, come tweet me because I love Star Wars. So I'm quite happily will come play it. But anything, like if you got theories about Uncle Howdy or Uncle Harper, come tweet me because I want to hear them.
Yeah.
Like anything like that, just that really.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, you're very, very, very open to engagement, and I love that for you, man. I'm gonna squeeze one more in because I just like talking to you. But this is relatable to the interview. Your favorite Bray Wyatt match of all time, and also your favorite Bray Wyatt match that hasn't happened yet. So start with your favorite Bray Wyatt match of all time and why.
Of all time, see, I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, I can't choose the Cena match, Mania 30, because he lost. So I was like, oh god, okay. And I thought about the first Universal title match, which he won. I was like, but then like that was great because when he beat Seth, and you can tell that he broke character and he had to run up the ramp really quickly to do the whole lights gimmick thing. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then I thought of the Firefly Funhouse match at Mania, where during the pandemic, where I had no idea what was going on, and it was superb. And then
it was a work of art, right?
Yeah, it was just like I was speaking to Wyndham, so I had a special meet and greet in Liverpool, and it's like a couple of us, and I asked him about the match, and he was like, "Yeah, me and John were running ideas back and forth, and we were both nervous about it because how we want to approach it." I was like, with all due respect, sir, it was superb. Like it didn't have to be like a slaughter fest, and like it was 10 of the minds, and like to play the scenes, and then he's punching hustlers to Pig Boy, and he thinks it's Bray, and he looks down and goes like that, and you just see. I remember watching this like 3 a.m. I had my lights off, and the Fiends just rose up behind him. I was like, John, I love you, mate, but you're gone like that. You're gone like that, yeah. And he's gone like that, and he's choked him out, and you've got. I suppose the win counted because you've got Bray.
I think it does. Yeah, I think it does count. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you start laughing, and the thing disappears, and I'm like, okay, cool. But that for me is my greatest match, and the match yet to come.
Pressure. I realize I put you on the pressure here, Hanzo. I apologize.
No, I mean
A dream match for you.
a dream match. I want to see, because I know people will point towards the obvious matches coming up, but sooner or later we are going to see obviously Bray versus Roman, and
Yes.
I'm down for that. But what I want to see is the new Six White family versus the Bloodline. Give me give me
Yes.
that. Like, by all means, have Bray take on Roman. Don't do it for the titles. Do it like a non. Just
Yeah.
let Roman win. Like, yeah, and then like have him bring out the White family. Have him bring out like Uncle Harper, or have him bring out um Braun or Rowan, and
Yeah.
just like, or even Vincent Dutch, and just play, just like you can tease it so well. You can have like the bloodline, like we've done it all, and all the lights go out. You just see a rocking chair going like that,
Yeah.
and then just hear the laughter, and you hear the the fight.
Yeah.
That's it, and you know that it's on because they'll be like all the like they don't extreme rules where they pull it towards the ring. You'll just see the chair just going back and forth like that. I'm like, oh,
Beautiful.
and I've been tweeting you, Dom, Dom, Dom.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like beautiful fantasy booking, man. I love it. I love it. And what a wicked way to end on as well. Because now I'm thinking about that as a dream match. That's amazing. Hanzo, mate, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you on camera. Obviously, we'll put links and everything so people
Yeah.
can find your Twitch streams and stuff. But thank you so much for making the time for me, man. I really appreciate it.
No, Dom, thank you so much, mate. As I said, you're a wonderful guy. You love all things on wrestling, and you're great in Insiders. When you first appeared on Insiders, I was like, how's it going to work with three of them? Because normally it's just Jody and Jeff. And then out of nowhere comes this handsome, bearded man with glasses on. And I was like, okay, like he did one little stream. I was like, all right, fair enough. And then the second one, I was like, okay, he's pretty cool. And now I'm like, yeah, he's part of the furniture. He's pretty cool. Now I tune every week. Like when we did it the other week, when it was all four of us, I was having such a good time. I was cracking up. It was so great. But I can tell your passion as well, because like I vibe with that, because your passion is what I get off, and I love it. But
yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah,
no, thank you.
Yeah, cheers, man. It's your booking and your ideas, mate. And I know, and I also think it's beautiful, like the friendship you've got and the connection you've got with like Brittany and Jodie and stuff. Like that's a testament to your character, that you have these relationships like across the other side of the world. And that's, I know we're still on record, we're still recording, but I just wanted to say like that's a testament to your character and evidence that you are a decent dude, man. So I know things might be pretty tough for you sometimes, but people do love you, man, and people do respect where you're at,
I appreciate it.